What's up, everybody? We're back again with another Busting Out the Matrix Monday. It's consecutively been about almost, I think, like 8 months since I started my YouTube channel, and like each and every time it feels like I'm just getting ready for my TV show or something, and like when I'm getting ready, or like when I'm about to start, or when I'm waiting for the theme or the topic to talk about. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and get right into it, okay? So, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about better, okay? I'm going to talk about how God has better for you. And I'm going to talk about why nothing in your life right now is working out, and why everything keeps crashing down, why you can't find no friends, why you're not finding satisfaction in the workplace, why you're just not feeling right, okay? And why things are just like crumbling all around you, and it's just, you can't seem to find what it is and where it is you need to go. So most likely, if you're in that place right now, you know that there's something that God has told you needed to do, and you're not doing it. Or you're in that waiting season before God pushes you into where it is that you have to go. Because where it is that you're going, you cannot take everybody, okay? Especially if you have a bigger purpose in life, and you're going to be changing the world and everything like that. Jesus went off into a place of solitude. He went into the desert, and he had to leave people, and he just had to go, and he had to get his mind right. I could imagine just like being so advanced spiritually and being around people, even though you love them and everything like that, like even knowing that they're going to betray you, knowing that they will betray you one day, still having to be around them, and all these things, taking on all of the burdens that we have to take on. I could imagine that there's times he had to just go and elevate by himself, right? And we see that plenty of times in the Bible where you have to separate yourself and go into a place that is a secret place, and it's just you and God, you and God, wherever you're at. So in this instance, God is trying to take you completely out of where you are. Like where you're at, you've been in this place for a long time, and you just can't seem to find like real friends and true friends. Or you may have a few, but it doesn't work out. And it's not about friends, right? It's not even about a relationship. But God been told you to let that man go, okay? God, there's a mango tree over there. God been told you to let that man go, and you still holding on to this man. God been told you to let those friends go. You still holding on to them friends. God been told you to let that job go, or let that business venture go, because he has better for you in a different place. But you still proceeded to go forth and stress yourself for what? God been told you to let those things go. Why didn't you let those things go? God has better for you. God has a better relationship for you. Once you let that person go, God has better friends for you. God has a better job opportunity for you. Your business is going to thrive somewhere else, not where you think it's going to thrive. And the answer to where and what you need to do has already been given to you. God has already told you where and what you need to do and the next steps. God's already told you this. So where you begin is stepping out on faith, and just step right into that thing. And I know it's scary. It's very scary. But on the other side of fear, there is abundance of joy. On the other side of fear, because on the other side of where it is you're afraid to go is all of the promises that God has for you. Okay? Once you've released that person, let me tell you something. God has that person for you, but you are still stuck on this one thing that's not feeding you nothing, bruh. These These things where you're at right now is sucking you dry, sucking your light dry. They're sucking you dry. These people don't appreciate you. That man don't appreciate you. Them friends don't appreciate you. That job don't appreciate you. And there's a verse that says, when you are not accepted, dust your feet off and go. Hold on. I want you guys to go back and pop. Wait, I'm gonna put this right here. Do you see? This is the amplified version. It says, cutting all ties. Now, I wish somebody would try to tell me that the things I say is not biblical. Dust your feet off and go. Because a prophet isn't even accepted in his own town. Jesus was not able to do a whole bunch of miracles in his hometown. Why? Because they was like, oh, that's Jesus from Nazareth. Like how they look at me, how they looked at me. Oh, that's Sarah. Oh, that's Sarah. She da-da-da. She's from this. Da-da-da-da. Nothing good can come out of Atlanta. Nothing good can da-da-da-da-da. Nothing good can come out of a trailer park. Nothing good can come out of those things. So it's time for you to move and elevate somewhere where these people see you for who you are, not for who you used to be. Because some people can only look past who they see themselves to be anyway. So it's like they rather see you be where you were and going through what you're going through than to even accept, because they can see that you've changed. They can see you're not the same person. But they'd rather accept that old version of you than accept the new version of you, because if they accept that new version, that means they have to change as well. So why aren't things working out for you? Why these people aren't appreciating you? You're confused, you're sad, you're depressed, you're crying, you're wondering what's going on. Most likely all of the answers that you need, you already have them. And if you don't have the answers, which I'm sure you do, especially if everything's crumbling around you. When things is crumbling around you, that means you're out of order. There's something that is just like either you haven't mentally come into agreement or you haven't physically come into agreement with where it is and what it is you have to do. For me, it was mentally. Mentally, I couldn't fathom going to a whole different place because I don't know nobody. But God told me to shake the dust off my feet and go. And like how you can tell, it's just everything around you is falling apart. You losing friends. These people is doing you dirty. People are just sucking you dry. You've been sucked dry from everything. It's time for you to move on and go. You have to move on to receive the true promises God has for you. God does not want you living that way. For a season maybe. And sometimes we put ourselves through that season. Because if we just mentally understood everything is going to work out for our good, then we wouldn't be losing hair and losing edges and all those things. Crying and stuff. We would be in acceptance and in trust and in faith and let go. Say this prayer with me. Father, I release all expectations of what I want, Lord, and now I make room through faith and trust the promises that you have for me to unfold in my life. Amen. I let go and I trust. I accept where I am right now because I know where you're taking me is better. Better. I know the man you got for me is better. I know the friends you have for me are better. I know the job you have for me is better. I know the place I want my business is better. I know it's all better. Everything is going to be better. Because you have what, God? You gotta tell God, you said that you have plans to prosper me and give me a good life in abundance. Even as my soul and my health and all that stuff prosper. Plans to prosper me in good health, not to harm me. Your plans aren't to harm me. So if I'm being harmed, oh God, I must be harming myself. Can you believe that? If we're being harmed, if we're hurting, we must be hurting our darn self. We are causing self-inflicted pain upon ourselves. Now that right there has been the realest thing that I think I could ever say in my life, other than I'm the most amazing person ever to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So yeah, nothing is going to look like how you want it to look. You're not going to talk the way everybody wants you to talk. You ain't going to walk the way everyone wants you to walk. But as soon as you accept who you are and accept the plans that God has for you and accept all of these things, everything is going to fall into place, because you're not going to attract the things that you want in life if you're pretending to be somebody else. You got to step in. You have to be able to step into truly, fully who you are with no holdbacks, so that you know that the people who are going to be around you are your people. And then even if we're not, because everything is in seasons, you know what I'm saying? It's not about that, right? It's, at the end of the day, it's still about our purpose, and these people that are coming into our life should be advancing us into our purpose. And when I say advancing, I'm not just talking about, oh yeah, there only have people around to help you. No, these people that are around you are going to help nurture the garden of the plans that God has had for you. They're going to help you, even if they're just friends, help you with the support system. And God has those things for us. I don't know what I got on my hand. And God has those things for us. Those people, those friends. And most likely we're going through all the situations we're going through because God is trying to show us something about ourselves that we need to know about ourselves, so that we can receive the promises and not break those things down because we have so much trauma and pain that we're not giving to the Lord, and we're burning our earth around us. So helicopter. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Like, I think that's pretty much it. There's just so much better that God has for his people, and sometimes we can't experience the better until we move out of the place that we feel most comfortable at. If I could just sit here and tell you guys everything that I've been going through, I don't even know. Like, I'm in a whole nother state, and I feel more at peace than I've ever been in my life. I'm so much more happier. It's like everything just, it works now. It's working. But yeah, if you don't listen to anything I've ever said on this channel today, listen to this, okay? God has better for you. And as soon as you accept that, is the sooner that you will be catapulted into your next step, into the destiny that God has promised for you. And remember to stay focused and keep your eye on the prize, and just walk in love, walk in joy, walk in peace, stay close to God, keep the word, stay in the Bible, look at that word, live that Bible, live that life, and that's just it. Again, I appreciate you guys. Grow in love and peace and joy, and remember, God has so much better for you. Just accept it.